Families of kids with severe medical needs say the transition to a new care model is not going well. Those comments come as lawmakers push state Medicaid officials on how they're going to prevent future funding shortfalls. News 8's government reporter Eric Berquist shows us those initial numbers.
The state's Medicaid director says her office has finished moving families with medically complex kids to different care models. It's part of an effort to prevent a repeat of this past year's $1 billion Medicaid funding shortfall. Months of hearings and webinars haven't eased the frustration of parents like Tendra Duff.
It's not the pretty picture that they have been painting from the parent side of things.
The attendant care program reimburses care providers for the cost of caring for someone who needs help with basic daily functions. Until July 1st, parents could get reimbursed under the program. State Medicaid officials say the program's expenses tripled in 1 year. They say that's one reason they had a $1 billion shortfall.
The impact, as I mentioned, was driven primarily by increases in utilization, particularly for members who were receiving 60 or more hours of attendant care per week.
About 1,600 children and their families used the program until July 1st. Steinmetz says about 70% of them have been moved to structured family caregiving, which pays by day rather than by hour. Another 22% stayed on the attendant care program by designating a different caregiver, while others moved to different programs entirely.
I've had nurses come in on days to work PA shift but not have a respite shift. On a day when I had to take one son to Cincinnati, so I was not sure who or how was going to care for the other son while dad was at work.
We do have a family stakeholder group that is continuing to meet with our Division of Disability Rehabilitative Services leadership, as well as FSSA leadership, to hear from the families about how the transition is going.
Steinmetz says the Family and Social Services Administration is now tracking its expenses more closely to prevent another shortfall. She says this should prevent drastic service changes in the future. But she could not tell lawmakers the exact factors that led to the last one. Some lawmakers say that means FSSA officials still haven't truly solved the problem.
Until they fully disclose that, and they're still not disclosing how we got to that point of that $100 million shortfall, $1 billion shortfall, it still isn't there.
Duff tells me some of the affected families hope to return to the State House to resume their lobbying efforts when the new legislative session begins in January. At the State House, I'm Garrett Bergquist for WISH TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.